Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today we have some routine maintenance to do. You know, you own a bunch of Hondas, sometimes you got to do some maintenance. And all this maintenance is in preparation for the 17th annual SNIRT Poker Run. You might ask yourself, what is the SNIRT Poker Run? Well, let me tell you. So the last time I did the SNIRT Poker Run was 2019, and it was canceled in 2020. Of course it had to be canceled. Everything else was, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But and then last year it was also canceled, and that made 0 sense to me. But most things in the past 2 years have made 0 sense to me. So this year it's back on, and here's my ride. Here's my cat, and there's my daughter. Say hi, Tango. Hey, honey. So we're gonna have to move Tango, and we're gonna pull out the 350X and do some an oil filter, oil change. We're going to put a new chain on it and new fork boots because these ones gave up the ghost back in the winter on a 0-degree ride, if you remember that ride. Everybody's coaching me on how to start this thing, but it was literally 0 degrees and it was just too cold. So this is usually my one-kick wonder, and that's the bean. Okay. Let me tell you about SNIRT. So SNIRT is a poker run that takes place north of Syracuse, New York, on the Tug Hill Plateau, the trail system that is a very popular place to ride snowmobile in the winter. And they get a lot of the lake effect snow that comes off the Great Lakes, western New York. So they stay very busy in the wintertime with the trail system up there. In the spring of the year, as the snow is going away and turning back to dirt, they have a poker run with ATVs, UTVs, and everything in between except for Jeeps and trucks, and not supposed to ride dirt bikes either. But trikes are allowed, and they call it the SNIRT Run. So my buddy Eric, he and I go way back. He was one of my best friends growing up, but for many years he told me, you got to do the SNIRT Run, you got to do the SNIRT Run, and I always had something going on. And finally, I think it was 2017, me and my friend Tyler, he came down from Canada, Ontario, Canada, and we met in Carthage, New York. We did SNIRT for the first time, just figured it out, didn't know where we were going, but we made it happen on 350Xs, and we did 112 miles that day. And we were beaten. It rained, and we were cold and wet, and it was a great time. That was 2017. 2018, Tyler came back. He brought some friends from Canada. I brought some friends from in and around me, and we did it again. And I don't remember the mileage. It was less than 112, though. We had a big group, and one machine broke down a couple of times, so that slowed us down. But Jeepers Crow, everybody. We got a problem here. It's SNIRT 2018. We done blow the hose. The hose been blowed, but we got Jason Brapp on it. He's put some maple syrup in there. It's going to fix everything. Clog the leaks. It's going to be great. The conditions were great until the end of the day. It almost warmed up too much. So the trails that we were riding on, and we were on top of the snow in the morning. Those turned into just mushy snow by the end of the day. Everyone was getting stuck, and we weren't even back to where we started in time to turn our cards in. So I don't go into this expecting to win anything, but it would be cool if I did. So 2019, less of us came back. It was a smaller group. We were able to cover a lot of ground. I think we did 84 miles. That was my first ride with this three-wheeler, my first poker run, the SNIRT Run with this three-wheeler, and that's before I did the motor work, me and my buddy Donnie Bizall, to correct the smoking issue that I had. So I burned 4 quarts of oil on that ride. I started out with a spare quart in my backpack, and at our first stop, about 20 miles in, I realized I can barely see the oil on the dipstick. So I put in most of that quart at that stop. We made our plan to have our next stop be up at a gas station where I got more oil, and two more quarts, put most of the second quart in, and had to top off with that third one before we got back to where we started. So that was a fun run, but I smoked out everybody behind me. Looked like a two-stroke 350X. But like I said, 2020 was canceled. 2021 was canceled. I guess they had a bootleg one that I didn't realize was going on, so I missed out. But it's back on. I don't know how many people are going to be with us, but that ride is going to take place this coming weekend. It is Sunday now, so this coming Saturday, we're going to be snerting it up. And definitely. You going to be going, Palin?
Definitely not.
But we're going to take lots of video and have you guys come along with us. But we got to get some prep work done. So let me get this 350X out and we can get to work. So I'm removing my drain plug. Allen head. Got some oil on my hand. She's pretty dirty. I'm going to grab a paper towel real quick. Yep, I was due. But we're going to let that drain while we maybe pull the chain off. Crush washer looks good. Everything looks good. So if you recall my video from January where I had done a top speed run on this and I hit 65 on snowy conditions out on our lake, and I was trying to go faster and I wanted to play with my gearing, so I ended up putting a 14 tooth front sprocket on the front and a 38 on the back. Normally it's 1340 is stock, so I made those changes. Before I did anything, I reconfirmed what the top speed was, and it was 69 now on pavement. So I with making all those changes, I only gained 13 miles an hour. No, not 13 miles an hour. I only gained 2 miles an hour, 69 to 71. So really wasn't worth it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 14 tooth front back to a 13 tooth and put a new chain on. And I ended up getting an O-ring chain just because I know I'll be in muddy conditions every so often, and I want to keep it nice. Of course, I don't remember what I did with it. I brought it up here somewhere. So I'm going to have to find that, and we'll put it on. Okay, 13 tooth sprocket is back on. That's a new one. But look at this. So I thought I felt a little resistance with that 14 tooth on, and she was grinding away at my case saver, and I squeezed it like this a little bit and it started to bend. So I don't trust that anymore, but I do trust my friend Brad Rye, who makes these, and you can get them I believe from his eBay store or from Power Sports Surplus, Vinny Staffa's store, powersportsurplus.com or llc.com. It's like wicked long. But I'm going to put this on and put this new chain, O-ring chain from Caltric. I'm not endorsed by them or receiving free product, but that's what I opted to get. And it came with the new sprocket set. That's a 40 tooth I will not be using. But I'm going to go with the 38 that's on the back. Let's get this installed. What are we doing right now, Palin?
Changing the oil filter.
So, one big thing to keep in mind on your 350Xs, 350Ds, this would apply 250Xs, any Honda engine that's got the oil filter right there. So pay attention to the orientation of your filter when you pull it out. This O-ring goes to the outside. This goes to the inside. If you put it in backwards and you force it in, you prevent oil flow from going up to your top end, and you will cook your cam. So this is pretty dirty. Probably overdue. Outside, right there, towards filter cover. So they're trying to warn against that issue, but sometimes it still happens. But I'm going to throw this out and get a new filter. Palin will walk around and show you the other side of the machine and how we put the new chain and front sprocket on, and everything is back together. You're making it? You're getting your way over there? So that's good. So we'll swap this out, put the bolts back in, and fill it up with some Honda oil. Did you ever think you'd be changing an oil filter, Palin?
No, I'm not changing it right now.
Well, you're part of it.
Well, technically, yeah.
Okay. That's all there is to that. She's under the knife. Forks are extracted. I left my brake line on hold so I didn't have to break the seal. Wasn't a challenge getting these bolts out because I use a JIS screwdriver. So you just push hard, and assuming you aren't corroded to all get out, you'll get them out. And it also comes in handy on your band clamps on your fork boots, which these got all crusty. Not crusty, but just dried out. Not supple. And we always remember we got to stay supple. But you can still buy brand new OEM fork boots. So this is going to look 4,000 times better, roughly, plus or minus. So the next time you see this, it's going to have those on it. Tried to pull everything out as one assembly, but it did not want to. There was too many forces at play to let them slide out. Once I pulled the wheel off and separated the forks, they slid right out. So there you go. All right, let's get this done. Okay, there you have it. Boy, that looks a lot nicer. tell you, some fresh fork boots will go a long way. So what I think I'm going to do at this point is put my fenders on. And as you may or may not know, if you watch me or not, those are 86 rear fenders, OEM fenders that I sport on this 85. That I have done some work to. Came to me with some work, but to recap that quickly, Super Trap exhaust was on it. Had a 304B, 340B webcam. We put a fresh 10 1/4 to 1 piston in it. I think it's bored to an 82 millimeter, so it's 359. It's got some kibble white valve springs, 400 EX carburetor. And I think that's the extent of the mods. And now I've got a 38 tooth sprocket on the rear, stock on the front, fresh chain, and I'm going to add some horsepower through stickers coming up. So let's do that. Here's our pile of fallen soldiers, disposable parts. Let's put some stickers on this thing. So when I first got this three-wheeler, it had a Super Trap sticker right here. Same size as that. And due to an unfortunate pressure washing incident, she ejected herself. So I got another one from my buddy Bruce at Blue Line Decals. So we're going to sticker things up with that Super Trap sticker, as well as some other ones that I'd like to give shout outs to. So I'm going to throw these on and come back at you once they are there. Man, I dug deep into the sticker drawer. Look at this thing. Look like a clown right now. Not sure if I like this, but we're going to run it for the time being. A couple special shout outs to my buddy Vinny Staffa, who runs Power Sports Surplus. Make sure to check out his website. Currently running a custom color Meyer fender sale through the month of April 2022. Get any color Meyer fenders that Meyer offers in any model that they offer, Honda. If you go to Honda Hoarders on Facebook, you can get in on the order that Vinny is running. So that's only through April. Follow the instructions. Go on Honda Hoarders and follow the instructions. 223 cycles, my boy Curdy. If you have any carburetor needs, get a hold of Curdy. I do run a unifilter on this. I do buy decals from Bruce Allman at Blue Line Graphics. I am affiliated with Honda Hoarders on Facebook. My buddy Paul Anderson runs Retro Off-Road. Started that last year. Check him out. Gizo Flip. I do run an ATC grab bar on the back of this bad boy, as well as other machines. JR Trike Sports is my provider of Wiseco piston and related gear. DDR Slap is a great provider of decals and has served me very well. Honda Hoarders again. Go check out my buddy Marty at the legendary ATV Society. There she is, back where she was. Here's some old ones. We'll get a new one of these next Saturday, or this Saturday. And thank you for watching my silly old YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys. Check us out at SNIRT this coming weekend. I'll be recording lots of video. Today's work was all done before work. Today's trike work was done before work. So I've got to call it quits for now. I'll throw this together and get it up for you. Let me know what you think. If you're going to be in the upstate New York area, April 9th, this coming Saturday, come up to SNIRT. It's predominantly a side-by-side poker run, but all the guys on three-wheelers get a lot of thumbs up and attaboys and pictures taken when we show up. So we'll be there. And now you know what my machine looks like. So come see me, come say hi, or just give me a wave or whatever, or give me some hand gesture if that's what you want to do. That's fine with me. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.